After several delays, the trial for a man accused of firing at Coeur d'Alene police 2 years ago in City Park is now underway. We'll bring you the very latest as that trial is taking place.
To feel that life and the love and the care and the passion and just the energy of the kids come back. Oh, it's so exciting.
The first day back in the classroom for Spokane Public School students, a long-awaited return for kids and teachers alike. We're breaking down how the transition back is working.
Meteorological spring has sprung. We're tracking mild temperatures this week. I'll have your forecast next.
COVID vaccine option number 3. Johnson & Johnson started distributing its vaccine today. We'll bring you the latest on the first single-dose vaccine coming up.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
Welcome everyone. I'm Whitney Ward. Well, after several delays, the trial for a man accused of shooting at Coeur d'Alene police 2 years ago in City Park is finally underway. 19-year-old Tyler Rambo is now charged with second-degree attempted murder and aggravated assault, both felonies.
Rambo lost the use of both of his legs after police shot him. Opening arguments in the trial just began. KREM 2's Amanda Rowley has the latest on the court proceeding, which, Amanda, are a bit different than usual.
That's right, Mark and Whitney. I'll get to that in just a moment. But just moments ago, the first day of this attempted murder trial has just wrapped up. Court is actually going to resume tomorrow morning at 8:30. Just to let you know, the court started jury selection this morning and it finished a lot earlier than expected, which is why those opening statements were able to begin this afternoon. Now, just to catch you up, Tyler Rambo is accused, as you mentioned, of attempted murder in the second degree and aggravated assault, both felonies. He was 18 at the time of the crime. Now, he's accused on July 4th, 2019 of waving a gun and firing at officers. Now, prosecutors asked the jury to find him guilty of the charges he has pled not guilty to, and they say that the evidence, including 7 police-worn body camera video, will prove this. Take a listen.
Tyler Rambo went to City Park that day with a loaded gun with 13 extra bullets. That he initiated a fight with Juwan Anderson. And seconds after that fight began, he shot at Juwan Anderson, aimed the gun at Jasmine Smith, ran from police officers, refused to comply with repeated commands, brandished that gun, put it in the air, put it down, never dropped the gun, kept it in his hand, paced and turned, and then leveled that gun and shot it at them.
Now, the defense came up afterwards, and we'll be sharing some information that they shared here later this evening. But they told the jury that the state is only going to show one side of the story, and the defense says that their argument, their evidence, and witnesses will prove that Rambo is innocent. Now, coming back out live here in Kootenai County, this is the first day that jury trials have resumed. It's one of the few Idaho counties that are allowed to resume criminal trials with a jury, but it's done with COVID restrictions in place, which is why media and a lot of the public was not allowed in the courtroom. Only a few family members, the judge, attorneys, and jurors are required to be physically present. Masks are required, as well as keeping that 6 feet social distance. So to accommodate for that, they are going to be live streaming, or they started live streaming this trial here this afternoon, which we'll continue to cover as it progresses. As I mentioned, court will resume tomorrow morning. Reporting in Coeur d'Alene, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Amanda, thank you very much. We'll take a look at this sunset behind us. My goodness, beautiful day across in the Northwest. Spring-like weather moving in, and we are heading into a week of warm-ups.
Yeah, let's find Tom Sherry so he can tell us quite how warm we can expect things to go this week. Tom?
I think we're going to see temperatures climb into the mid to upper 50s by the time we get towards the end of the work week. That's why I'm referring to this as meteorological spring, meaning now we're at March 1st. That's what we call meteorological beginning of spring weather. It's March, April, and May is our spring weather. Of course, later on this month, we'll get astronomical spring, meaning when we finally get longer daylight hours than the nighttime hours. We look for partly cloudy skies and mild days all week long. The nights, though, still chilly, dropping down into the low 30s. 48 right now. Wind is out of the southeast at 10 miles per hour. We show you again that beautiful sunset outside. 32 will be the overnight low tonight. Partly cloudy tomorrow with a daytime of a high of 47. It gets much warmer, might even get 10 degrees warmer by the time Friday rolls around. For the weekend, we're in the 50s, 55 on Saturday with a slight chance of showers both Saturday and Sunday. And both of the overnight lows, Saturday morning, Sunday morning, will remain above freezing. I'll check your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
It was good. It was a whole bunch of distancing. They handled that, but it was weird.
Definitely weird. But today, all remaining Spokane Public School students were able to go back into the classroom after nearly a year of distance learning.
Lewis and Clark teachers and staff say they are ready to take on some new challenges. Our Morgan Trow is live at LC tonight with how the pandemic has caused some students to worry about coming back to in-person learning. Morgan?
Whitney, Mark, school is back in session for in-person learning here at Lewis and Clark High School, and educators couldn't be happier. But with this excitement comes a sense of responsibility. I talked with the school counselor about what she says is going to be their plan of action to tackle a new kind of anxiety.
Bus 123, River Road.
This year has been exhausting, especially for students and teachers. Sports, clubs, and social gatherings have been shut down. Some students say they've been missing out on their high school experience due to remote learning.
It's okay to not be okay, and more people have felt like that than a lot of people realize.
Lewis and Clark school counselor Emily Magnuson says the pandemic has raised mental health concerns for students, but it has also made them harder to address.
That the social emotional aspect of a student's development is probably where I've seen the biggest challenge for kids. It's so different than if you had a student face to face.
Counselors have had to be creative, doing video call sessions, visiting students' houses, or just sitting out on a porch to make sure their students have access to mental health resources.
And it'll just be so nice to be able to see their eyes and get to know their faces better and kind of understand their baseline and their normal so that we can identify needs.
Now that they are all in the building, she says it is a perfect time for educators to reintroduce themselves to the students and show them that they understand this may be an intimidating change to be back in person.
Challenge of this unprecedented year, and so just kind of like seeing that normalcy and sort of having that humanness has been really important.
She says the school wants to normalize asking for help. They know that this may be a rough transition, but reaching out could help you know that you're not alone. Reporting live at Lewis and Clark, Morgan Trow, KREM 2 News.
Morgan, thank you very much. Today, students in the Central Valley School District headed back to the classroom as well. Central Valley is on a 2-day-a-week AB schedule starting today. SPS has district-wide schedules, but Central Valley District principals have the option to create their own schedules. At Selkirk Middle School, there are 4 cohorts split between 2 groups. One will go in person Monday and Thursday, the other Tuesday and Friday. Wednesday will be online for everyone. This morning on Up with KREM, we talked to the public information officer with Selkirk Middle School about students being back in the classroom.
They are very excited. They miss their friends, and that's probably the most exciting part, is to have that social connection. I think all of us miss that, and really that's the best part, and that's what they look forward to.
All Central Valley District parents will be contacted directly from the school to pick up their child if they are exhibiting COVID-19 symptoms. Parents will also be notified when a student in their class has COVID symptoms and is being tested. They will also be notified if their child has been in close contact with a student who has COVID or is being tested, and they will be asked to quarantine at home if necessary.
In the meantime, the first doses of Johnson & Johnson's coronavirus vaccine are officially shipping out today. The CDC and FDA approved its emergency use over the weekend. It is now the 3rd vaccine approved for use in the U.S., though this is the first that requires only 1 dose. The other require 2. Today, employees at Johnson & Johnson's facility in Kentucky, you can see them there. They were cheering as coworkers carried boxes of the company's vaccine to the loading dock, some writing well wishes on the boxes.
These doses out the door right away to ensure vaccines get into arms as quickly as possible.
So right now, only about 4 million doses are in this initial shipment, so it could be a while before the vaccines are available in any large numbers or at any mass vaccination sites. The company expects to ship, though, an additional 16 million shots by the end of this month and 100 million by summer.
Appointments this week at the Spokane Arena mass vaccination site will only be for second doses of the vaccine. The Washington Department of Health officials there said this is so they can catch up on appointments that were canceled due to shipping delays when we had all that bad weather. They want to focus on people who need their second dose to ensure people get vaccinated within that 28-day time frame. The DOH is contacting those whose appointments need to be rescheduled. So for more information on vaccine appointment availability, just text the word vaccine to 509-448-2000. Still ahead tonight, with the new coronavirus vaccine on the market, we've been getting a lot of questions about their effects on people, including how the vaccine impacts pregnant women and those who are breastfeeding. We'll verify next.